Hi, guys. Welcome to Bar Exam. I am your host, Allie, and I'm here with my amazing co host, Mr. Marcus TV. Say hi,
What up? What
Marcus.
up? What up?
And Eric G. What's up?
What up?
How
What's
you
going on,
doing?
y'all?
How you guys feeling this week? Good?
Pretty good, pretty good. I worked like all weekend, so it's been pretty much nonstop, like flowing into this week. So it's been nonstop. But hey, I'm here. I'm ready to talk some rap. Let's go.
Hell yeah. All right, sounds good. Same here with me. I'm ready to get right into it. So, today, coming before the bar exam, we're going to be looking at Nicki Minaj's Super Freaky Girl. Now, this song has been getting a lot of attention lately, not just because of the icon herself, Nicki, but because she actually got the song nominated for the Grammys, and it became this controversy of whether or not the song is considered rap or pop. And that's why I think that it's a really, really good song for us to go over so we can dissect it a little bit and see what we consider it to be, what category we think it really falls into based off of its lyrics. But first things first, let's jump into our favorite lyrics out of the entire song. I will start off first. I think that for me, it's got to be the first verse where she's like, "One thing about me, I'm the baddest alive. You know, the prettiest bitch didn't come until I arrive. I don't let bitches get to me. I fuck they man if they try. I got a princess face, a killer body, samurai mind. They can't be Nicki, they so stupid. I just laugh when they try. A thong bikini up my ass. I think I'll go for a dive. His ex bitch went up against me, but she didn't survive. On applications, I write pressure because that's what I apply." And then she goes on some more, and she breaks it all the way down. And honestly, I just like the way that she sounded in this song because it definitely gave me like vibes of old Nicki, like when she was going around doing like rah rah like a dungeon dragon. Like I feel like when she used to do that kind of shit, I used to love it. She was a whole fucking character, you know? So this song kind of gives me that again, the whole character, part of her, that kind of like a little bit of like Roman or whatever. I think she actually even did a Roman remix to this song. So I'm like, duh, she definitely felt like old Nicki herself making this song. But I will say, I think that this song is tricky in terms of determining whether it's pop or rap. Like what I just did, the verse there kind of sounds rap, but I can't lie, the hook with the whole like, you can lick it, or no, I can lick it, I can ride it while you slipping and sliding. I can do all them little tricks and keep the dick up inside it. You can smack it, you can grip it, you can go down and kiss it. And every time he leave me alone, he always tell me he miss it. He wanna F-R-E-E, or was it freak? Okay, something like that. But you guys get the deal. So without me doing the whole entire damn thing. But for me, that part leans toward like the pop genre a little bit. So I can kind of see why they thought it should be entered into the pop category. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Marcus, Eric, what do you guys think about this song?
I think Nicki needs a Grammy any way she can get it.
Period.
I think that's really, whether it's a pop Grammy, whether it's a rap Grammy, whether it's a song artist award. Like Nicki needs that W. That's the championship for her. And she's right now. She's LeBron without a ring. She's Steph Curry without a ring. She's Kevin Durant without going to Golden State with no ring. Like she needs a ring. So she is ring hunting. She is championship chasing. The Grammy is her ring. Any way she can get it. And I, just not to piggyback off anything, she should have watched her mouth with, if she talks about Gorilla, because that might be her last chance to get one. But that's a whole nother different, because the girl young enough but because Nicki has offended there's not a rapper who wants to work with Nicki. And
you think? I feel like she's still on top of the game,
so right? I hate to make this comparison because y'all in LA. I'm not in LA, but everybody, Kobe Bryant in LA is iconic. Nobody in Kobe's heyday wanted to play with Kobe. You went there to win a ring, and look, who is Kobe Bryant? This is what I got to do because this is his team, and this is what I got to do if I want to. But you knew you were going there with sacrifices. LeBron,
that's a great point.
LeBron, though, everybody wants to play with like, look, even if we lose, nigga, we gonna have a great time. It's LeBron. I mean, we having a wonderful time. Like
Right, we gonna ball.
it's LeBron. I mean, come on. Like I want to play with LeBron, wherever he goes. So it's just a different mentality. And I don't think artists, let me seasoned industry artists are reaching out to Nicki. I think if you're, because you got to think, if I'm up and coming, oh my God, I got Nicki Minaj. Of course you do. Oh, that's wonderful. That's That's wonderful. That's one. No one's gonna hate on you.
Yeah.
But if you've been in the game, she can't do a song with Cash Doll.
Oh no. I mean, but that's because lyrically, I feel like not even just, based off of money or whatever, I feel like lyrically they're not in the same ballpark. Like I liked I like that Nicki put JT on the remix for this because I feel like JT is one of the girls in the rap game that could become a legend in her own right. I feel like there is going to be a point when JT decides to have her own solo career. And I feel like she would mimic Nicki's career the most in terms of like, being a really great lyricist, a great rapper. So I will say I do agree with you on some parts about her being a legend and that she's intimidating, but I don't know if I agree with the whole like other people don't want to work with her. I feel like it's more of like
Okay, well
one
then
can't
I'll put
afford
it like
her,
this.
can't touch her lyrically, so maybe they're just intimidated. And
I
then
say it's a
three,
short.
she probably just doesn't want to work with half of them.
I say it's a shorter list
Okay.
of who wants to work with her. She doesn't have the pick of the lid, cream of the crop. Like it's almost. Nah, I can't even say Beyonce, like, because that's not where I want to go with the whole. That's
Right. I
not
was
where
like,
I don't
no
want to go down the
Beyonce
road.
slander will be tolerated.
Yeah,
But
I
what
don't
do you
want
think about Nicki's, like the actual lyrics in here? Do you consider this to be a rap song or do you consider it to be pop?
You can lean either. You can lean
Yeah.
either way, really, because kind of like with what you were saying with the hook that he want to FREAK spelling it out and then having the AKAK right after that. That to me, it sings pop to me. Like that, just that whole part. But then when you get into the second verse, because what the fuck, this ain't Chanel, nigga, custom down. Like with what the fuck, this ain't Burberry, custom brown. Like then you start talking about the shit where she's bringing rap shit back into it. That's real simple, but it's still immediately going away from that pop lane and it's bringing it back into the lane of hip hop and everything. So I think that kind of makes it hard. I also think that sampling Rick James and this song specifically is definitely leans way more towards pop because everybody knows that song. Everyone knows that song. So even though the majority of it in the actual song is rapping, the feel of it feels pop to me personally. That's just how it feels. Like I would expect to hear it on like when you're listening to the radio and you have that like mix of like hip hop and then like sometimes they play like rock music almost and then sometimes they'll even like back into it and play like R&B and just like kind of all over the place like,
like a real big mix like that.
Yeah, that I would expect to hear that song on that radio station. If it was all rap, maybe I would hear it in like the club mix, but that's about it.
Yeah. I can't lie. I do think that the hook, like you were saying, definitely leans more towards pop. And I think that's why they put her in the pop category. I think because it's so easy for everyone to think about just the hook. It's easy, it's simple, it's catchy, it gets stuck in your head. But like if you really look at the bars, like even the verse that you were just doing, at the end of that, she's like really fucking it up. Like she's talking about made him say just like Master P, ball so hard I just took a knee, got him Rocky ASAP nigga word to read. Like that part alone, I was like, okay,
she was a
bad bitch.
So I definitely say Nicki went in her bag, but Nicki has always been able to go in her bag. The problem is Nicki goes in her bag at will. And when Nicki does this, it's to ignore the antics, it's to ignore the behavior, it's to ignore the outbursts, it's to, like I'm still Supreme Queen Bee, Allah, whatever she want to be called that week. And I'm gonna say it's pop only because of this. The
Hmm.
market will correct itself. I come from a DJ background. It's not DJs throwing this in the mix show. They're not. They're not
Oh,
lying. They're not. This is not on the left side of the Serato on the laptop. So it's a pop mix. So DJs
gotcha.
aren't playing this in the club, and it's not that they're not playing Nicki. It's that this is not in the rap mix of 40 minutes, 30 minutes of power, 15. It's not in their mix show arsenal. It's a
Okay.
pop song that they'll fit in, and if you're a talented DJ, you'll be like, "Oh my god, okay, you can fit it in," but it's gonna take you to line up your beats per minute, all of that. It's gonna take some Serato tricks of the trade or just slam that shit and not give a fuck. But either way, that's why I'm gonna say that it's more pop and not rap because it's if it was it was a rap song, DJs will be playing the instrumental and be blending it, mixing it, and you would have heard it everywhere.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
really
that's
good
true.
point. I didn't even think about that. And honestly, I haven't listened to radio in forever, so I don't know what the fuck they're doing with this song, but I'm sure it is a little bit tricky. I'm sure it's a little hard to mix this shit to regular old hip hop, pop, especially the stuff that's coming out now. There's a lot of drill coming out, so I'm sure this is a little bit tricky to add into the mix. But Eric, what do you think? Where does it fall? Pop or rap?
Yeah, I think more pop. And the interesting thing is gonna be if she does win the Grammy, and if the hip hop community as a whole decides to give her the credit for that or not.
That's a
Because
really
I
good point.
remember a lot of times in the past about certain artists being put in different categories, and then the award not really saying that it doesn't mean as much, but like, well, no, actually, yeah, like it takes a little bit away from it rather than if it's in a straight rap category. Like I think it was one of Tyler the Creator's albums. I think it was Igor, and they put it in a rap category, but if you listen to that album, there's barely any rapping on it.
Yeah,
It's pretty much all singing. It's all melodic. Like it's a very jazzy. Like it's a very funky, much different bag for
yeah,
Tyler than rapping, and they put him in the rap category. So even though he won, like he even was kind of looking at that like this. What are you guys doing? This isn't the category I
yeah.
should be in. So that's going to be the interesting thing to come out of all of this is if she does win, are we going to give her the credit and be like, all right, you got your stamp now, you got your Grammy, you're good. Kind of like what Marcus was saying earlier about having that ring on. But if, then it's going to be interesting on the flip side to see if they are like, oh no, we don't count that because it wasn't even in a rap category. So,
Yeah. That's a really good point. A lot of times, or at least recently in the last few years, it does seem like hip hop and pop have been getting merged here and there, or even like the artists, it seems like they're swapping and putting them in weird subsections and stuff like that. So that's actually a really, really good point, Eric. So thank you for bringing that up for sure. And I guess we will just have to wait and see see what happens when the Grammys drop and see who wins, and then we could probably see whether or not we were right or wrong. But I think for me personally, I'm gonna put this in rap just because I feel like Nicki deserves it. With the bars alone, with the actual verses alone, I think that she deserves rap. But I'm not mad at anybody who thinks that it can fall into pop because that's a very valid argument for sure. But all right, guys, so let's get into the next thing on our plate. Today, we're going to be playing Do You Swear to Tell the Truth, the Whole Truth, So Help You Lyric Gods. So basically, for this segment, we're going to be asking each other about songs that we thought we knew the lyrics or the meaning to, and we might have actually been a little bit wrong, and we're now getting it straight. So, Eric, how about you start us off? What song did you choose?
oh man, I had to go with a classic for this one. So I went with Cameron Oh Boy. And I picked this song in particular because this song came out when I think I was 10 years old. Just keep that in mind. I was either like 9 or 10 when the song came out. And the reason I never knew the lyrics is because back then I never heard the explicit version of this song. So, in particular, if you have ever heard the edited version of Oh Boy, and in particular Joel Santana's verse, you will not know half of what his bars are until you get older because especially on the music video version, they cut out over half of his verse, and on half of his verse he's not even cussing on a lot of it, but they're just bleeping out words that could be meaning bad things. So if you listen to that unedited, the real version goes, y'all niggas can't fuck with the boy, I'm telling you, boy put a shell in you, now he bleeding. If you listen to the edited version of that song, it goes, y'all can't with the put up in you, now he get him, call this, like, that's the whole verse. It's like stop and start the whole time, and you never know what he says until you hear the uncut version, and then all the little words that you never knew were fitted in there. So even words like, he was like, this, he's, and it's really him just saying, this nigga's bitching, he's twisted. And it's like, fam, why are you bleeping out the word twisted? That's not even a bad word. But didn't matter because he said so much shit in that verse that they had to just cut out like over half of it. So I legit did not know what Joel Santana said in the song until I was probably like 16, 17 years old.
That is a very, very good point, Eric. Honestly, I love this song. I grew up listening to the song as well, and you're absolutely right. Like, if you listen to the edited version, you're like, what the fuck happened to Joel's fucking verse? Like, what is going on? But it's really actually a great verse. Like, when you actually hear the explicit version, it's fucking lit. I fucking love his fucking verse on that song too. So you got a very good point. I think even nowadays, when you listen, if you do listen to the radio, when they bleep out explicit songs and words or whatever, I'm like, what's the point of putting this shit on? Like, honestly, or even like, I think Shade Room lately online has been bleeping out certain things when they post songs and stuff. And I'm like, what is the point of listening to this? Because every other word is bleeped out. I don't know what the fuck I'm even hearing. So that's a really, really good point that you made. Marcus, what do you think? What song did you pick for this week?
So this week I picked because it's the 10-year release of this song coming out. Trinidad James, All Gold Everything.
Ooh,
And because and it wasn't that that I didn't know the song. It was this song. I really wish it would have came out 2022 plus, because when it came out, it gave white people a pass to say nigga. We talked like, because when it was like nigga just watch nigga, like Trinidad James, you was, oh no, I'm not saying it, bro, it's just a song. But the song was so hot you couldn't deny it. So you couldn't be like, okay, Trevor.
Right.
Like you had that pause, because you was like, it wasn't like, oh no, nigger, like he wasn't saying it like he was gonna like, oh yeah, there's that nigger over there. Like, no, it was, he was like, he was really feeling the song. It was his shit. Like,
and it was like, how could you not sing the song without saying the word?
Exactly. It'd be like if if Lil Baby came out with it today, like it would be the fucking Budweiser Becky's on TikTok, and they would be like going like, oh, with every word. And they'd be like, oh no, that's just my jam.
Yeah, so, and they'll probably go freaking viral too, more than likely.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime you bring pimp talk to hip hop, it's an automatic hit. It's an automatic. Anytime you bring for the hoes, my nigga, like that's, man, you
yes.
Like because you can do it all day, every day. So like, I'll go to everything Trinidad James. That's what I'm feeling today, especially on the 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, shout out to that 10-year anniversary. I really love that song too. So I'm glad that you brought that up. I got to put that back in rotation, actually. Okay, so for my song, I chose In the Club by 50 Cent. Okay. Mainly because I used to really sing this song as a kid. I had no business singing this shit. But at the time, I thought that he was saying, okay, so at the part where he says, you can find me in the club, bottle full of bub. Look, mommy, I got the X if you into taking drugs. Why did I keep thinking that? Like, I must have been listening to the edited version, so I didn't hear the X part. I kept thinking that he was saying, like, look, mommy, I got the bush if you into taking drugs, or I got the bud if you into taking drugs. I kept thinking that he was talking about weed. At no point did I think he was talking about X. Like, I didn't even realize X was a thing back then. So that's why I chose this song. Because I was listening to the other day, and I was like, wait a minute. He definitely is talking about Xannies, right? Like,
You know what's so funny about like edited songs back then though? They used to make like different versions of the edited song to like put out. So like you would hear the same song, but like three different versions of it. So it's very likely that he did put out a version where he said Bud. Because I remember a version where he came in with the song and said something about having sex and giving the girl some love. That's what I
yeah, right.
remember.
Then he says, I'm into having
And
sex, I ain't
so,
into making love. So that part is the other half of the verse. Yeah. But even for a while, I wasn't fully sure what the fuck he was saying that part either. I kept thinking that he was like saying like, I ain't into sex. Something stupid like that. Something stupid like I ain't into sex. I ain't trying to make love. Some shit like that. That's what I thought he was saying back in the day. But yeah, like I'm sure there probably is another version out there. So at least you make me feel like I'm not too crazy, not too slow. But yeah, so I think that we picked some really good ones. That was our section or our segment for Do You Swear to Tell the Whole Truth, the entire truth, so help you, lyric gods. All right, guys. So last but absolutely not least, Eric is about to start it off with Finish That Rhyme, where me and Marcus try and figure out the lyrics to this
Bro.
iconic song that he's about to drop on us. I really hope that we can pull this together. So, all right, Eric, start it off.
Hey,
I
I
picked
got
a
it.
harder one this
Before
week.
before we start, Eric, you got to remember cadence, bro. Cadence.
I got you.
Cadence.
I picked a harder one, by the way, for this one. So I'm gonna say a good amount of the verse before I get to the part where it becomes obvious what the song is.
Okay.
So, all right. Now look who creeping, look who crawling, still balling in the mix. It's that 6'6" long dick slim nigga sticking your chick, pulling tricks, looking slips, and all times when I'm flipping, ball sipping, car dipping, Grant wood grain gripping.
Oh, come on, Allie. Even I know this one.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, sounds like I'm
Flipping on
I'm lost.
fofos, wrapped in fofos.
Ah.
Come on, man. Oh.
I know the song, but I do not remember the lyrics whatsoever.
He killed it with the cadence.
I'm like, come on, man. I stay with it. Come on, man.
He did a really fucking good job.
So this goes to a whole different, and not this song. It's kind of the artist. At one time, Lil White, when he came out with 3-6 Mafia's Heyday Prime, was equally like bar for bar at just off one mixtape, one summer, 90 days, equal to Eminem. Everybody was talking about Lil White, Lil White, Lil White. So everything when M came back out and reclaimed the throne as a top white boy rapper, it was Eminem. Then every so often somebody would be thrown into the mix. This song got Paul Wall thrown into the mix as could he be the next like bar? Could he hold his own with Eminem? Because when Paul Wall came in and said, "What it do, baby? I'm Paul Wall, the people's champ." Man, my chain light up like a lamp because I'm back with the camp. Hey, Paul Wall.
I'm crawling similar to an ant because I'm low to the earth.
People's feelings get hurt.
When they figure out what I'm worth. I got 84s poking out at the club. I'm showing out. I'm a player. Ain't no doubt. Hoes want to know what I'm about.
That was it.
I'm killing it. I love it.
That was it. And let's not forget Slim Thug's verse is his ice. That's his iconic verse. That is his Jeezy Snowman. The Still Tipping verse. So like, yeah, that goes without saying. That's good.
It's one of my favorite songs ever, man. One of my favorite songs ever. Like when you first hear it, just like that violin, the way it slides up in and out the beat, the way everyone killed it. Even Mike Jones is hilarious, repeating himself every 5-bar ass.
Yeah,
but still, like this shit was. It was this was that shit back in the day, man. It really was.
Right. Didn't people used to call a number back in the day and it really was his fucking line or some shit?
Yeah,
Let's
that
look it
back
up.
then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me, and saying his phone number in every damn song.
Yes, I used to love me some Mike Jones. My who? Mike Jones. I used to fucking love him. And you're right. I love that you guys mentioned Paul Wall because man, what the fuck happened to that dude? He used to be on top.
He
Yeah.
he making girls. I'm finna call the number.
I
281
love it.
330 8004. Hit. I'm finna call it. I'm finna call the number.
I love it. All
Yo.
right, guys. So that was Finish That Rhyme. Marcus killed it. He definitely, even though we're on the same team, I think that he takes the crown on this one. And Eric too, because he definitely did a very
You
good
picked a
job on
good,
it.
yeah. Hey, as long as you come through with the cadence,
Yeah,
I,
he
I
did
feel like
that.
you had a
That
caddy.
one
You
was
drive a
it.
Cadillac, Eric? Do you
You about
drive
to
a
get one?
Cadillac?
You said what? Do I drive a Cadillac?
Do you drive a Cadillac?
Nah.
I feel like you be leaning in the back with the wood, like you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you a 10 and tour. I think you a 12 o'clock.
I love it. Well, all right, guys. Thank you so much for
Oh,
joining
man.
us on this episode of Bar Exam. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.